Hey everybody! Welcome to a new episode of Who's That Anime with your host Steve and Colin, talking about that show that we love to talk about at this moment in time. It's Gantz. Woo!
That's the one. That's the
Gantz.
one.
Gantz. Woo!
Nothing left for me to do but Gantz. Okay, that's the episode title. Done.
Okay.
That was fast.
It's always fast for these ones, man.
It's because it's anything that rhymes with Gantz. Nothing left for me to do but Gantz. That's Canned Heat by Jamiroquai, isn't it?
Nothing left me but dance. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Nothing left for me to do but dance. Got canned heat in my heels tonight. Classic.
Yeah. I have to remember
Okay.
that one.
I have taken note of that. Pretty happy with that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, more Gantz.
More Gantz. More Gantz.
I think we talked about this before about like the I guess like the kind of unnecessary part of a lot of the episodes. And like it does it. I guess like it does it. I say it's unnecessary. It's probably not fair. I feel like it's trying to paint a very critical picture and sort of just overtly visualize like the shittiness of people's behavior or the kind of sadder parts of the world and how terrible things are in some cases.
Yeah.
So it's not unnecessary. It just seems unnecessary sometimes. But with the next set of episodes, today we're talking about episodes 19 and 20.
Yep.
Which is interesting because we start off with the episode "What the hell is this?" Now, we were previously in the Buddhist temple area where I think we had managed to deal with some of them.
Yeah.
But then the really bad reboot looking 3D model one appeared.
Yes.
And
along with friends.
Many friends.
Yep.
To which Karate Man and other dudes who weren't wearing suits were like, "We got this."
Yeah. He says, "Jesus."
He does a lot of English speaking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at some point in these episodes he shouts, he says, "Kato, we got this," or something like that. Yeah, thumbs up, man. But yeah, so this kind of the start of this episode basically reiterates that there's a bunch of smaller ones, and things are about to kick off again after what was initially a difficult fight against two larger statues. We now have probably upwards of 10 smaller statues, all causing a little bit of havoc. Of course, as if that wasn't difficult enough, well, let's just add more to the equation. So the smaller ones, they just won't do.
No. Yeah, so
we have to go bigger.
Yeah. You start off with that, and then they're beating them up. Now the little guys are doing the thing, and then all of a sudden, at the temple door, they're standing at a big head bursts through, and they go, "Whoa! What the hell's that?"
What the hell is this?
Yeah,
as titled by the episode.
Yeah, and then the karate guy goes, "Oh, that's a really big Japanese daibutsu."
Yeah,
and then whoever he's with is like, That's not really the time for this, mate."
Yeah, this is not the reaction that's required.
Yeah.
Fair point to be honest though. So yeah, then they kind of split up into different strike teams to deal with the problem. So they start by trying to shoot the we see them try to attack the big one. I think is it mainly the suit people who are dealing with the big one.
Yeah. So all the kind of little guys are have beating up the other ones. This
Yeah.
big one there, and then Kay's like, "I got this. I'll do it." And then he runs up and shoots him in the foot, and it's like, yoink, and just puts him across the courtyard.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to do very much in the way of damage,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And then
So maybe there's going to have to be another plan.
to do it, yeah.
Is it at this point we cut to the taxi ride, which seems really weirdly impromptu?
Yeah. There's this random taxi ride happening, and it's like looking at the radio station, and there's a conversation going on, and it's just the frequency on the radio station is changing, and about, oh yeah, no, why, don't do that, and then it's like, stop the taxi, so they stop the taxi. She gets out, and then she kicks out with this other dude, and it's like, you didn't. I just wanted the taxi stop. You didn't have to come with me. Like, think, but I don't want this affair to continue any longer. I'm breaking up with you. What do you mean?
I like the fact that they're having an affair, and yet when she asks him to stop the cab, so he's a teacher as well, who drives a cab by night, I assume.
No, I think they're both in the back of the taxi.
Are they? Okay. Yeah. I was so confused because I was so sure that he was having an affair with the taxi driver. I was so lost.
Well, she's the taxi driver. She be getting out the car on the right side of the road, because Japan drives on the same side of the road as us.
Yeah. So they do.
Us British people, Scottish people.
Yeah, so I was like, it's really weird that she calls the person she's having an affair with driver.
Yeah, I mean,
but I guess that makes more sense. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I'm here to explain it all, Steve.
Thank you.
Colin explains it all. Do. Remember that show, Clarissa Explains It All?
Oh yeah. Da 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 da.
What's her name?
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, and she was Sabrina too, right?
She was. Sabrina, in my opinion, a significantly better show.
Yeah. I just remember both of them. Like, not the new Sabrina. It's on Netflix, but the really old one. They had like the really dodgy sail in the cat.
He was great. He called Friday Fridya.
Friday Fridya.
Fridya. Yeah.
Good old. And then it went weird on Netflix.
I haven't watched The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Because it was not a kid's sitcom.
It was not a kids show in the slightest.
No.
So.
No. Anyway, back to that.
So we should say we've seen this woman before.
Yeah. Well, it is pointed out by Kei.
It is pointed out by Kei as well, but yeah, I did think that I was looking at her and I was like, I'm sure I know who this is.
Oh, I was like, oh, that's all random women. And then Kei says, oh, that's my homeroom teacher. It's like, what's she doing here?
Oh, of course it's her.
Yeah. And then, of course, the big statues now kind of stood up and walking, and they don't see any of this, so they can't walk around it.
They just decide to have a little saunter underneath the foot.
Yeah. And
so to come crashing down.
Then three of them, of the suit people, go and kind of like charge in and hold it up as they have an argument, saying, "Yeah, I'm getting cold feet about this, mate. We should break up because, like, you know, it'll be bad." And she's like, "Yeah, okay, I'm breaking up with you though. I'm putting that in. I'm breaking up with you, not you breaking up with me, because that's how these things always go, like with breakups, right?"
And then they start to have a little bit of a panic because the ground starts cracking underneath them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, something very unusual's happening here. We should get out of here.
Yeah. Well, it's like four pillars is just kind of getting pressed into the ground underneath them.
Yeah. Oh, because Sadako joins in and helps. Which movie star man's like, oh, I've never seen your face before.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, you're very pretty. Anyway, back to us being about to be crushed because we can't seem to hold this foot for any longer.
Yeah.
And then they do.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I was half expecting just to be standing in the dirt.
Yeah, like just pushed straight down.
Yeah,
Yeah. So me too.
but they
Me
weren't.
too. No. I did think it was really weird though, because Kato gets up and he's like, "Hey, you alright?" It's like, what? No, but why are you alright? why, why is this fine? Surely your heads would have at least exploded or something. Nope.
No,
Everyone was fine.
they had the arms above the head, see? And that had suit.
Yeah. Well, they try.
I have no idea. This haven't happened.
Then Kei decides it's time to, like, you know, get back to it.
Yeah, not before Army Man is
Oh God, him.
possessed or something.
Yeah, he's lost his goddamn mind.
Oh yeah,
One of these things is like literally crawling away for its life.
yeah,
And it's like, and it starts mumbling something about it's like, oh, like the evil, and please understand. And he's like, oh, but what if I just shot you?
no, it was more like I have the power to end your life whenever, but I'll just maybe I won't, type thing.
Yeah.
And let you just suffer in pain. But then he does
Yeah.
shoot him, and then all the blood from it turns into big eyes,
Has eyes, yeah.
and he's in the pile of blood, and then
then he's wearing a blood suit covered in eyes.
Yeah, and then so he wanders into the fray as they're
He does. He just kind of goes.
yeah. Oh, but no, yeah, you're right. Kei gets into it again, and then it's picked up, and they're like, oh shit, shoot the feet,
and then he's getting
they're all
crushed real bad.
They're all Danny DeVito with. And then I just kept blasting.
They sure do. That is one thing, actually. I think most of the other guys have, like, killed all of the other smaller ones, except one that was very fast, that they couldn't seem to...
That's right. He's the one that killed the dog.
Yeah, is that in this episode or in the next one?
No, I think it's this episode, right?
It is this episode.
I think it was this episode, because it appears and the dog gets it. And they're like, oh, the dog!
Yeah, because he goes, holy shit, he killed the dog.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit before we started the episode today. It's like, I have a theory about the dog thing.
Okay.
Because, like, I think up until now, like, we've had a fairly... Because, like, over this episode and the next one, shit's about to get really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yep.
And I think the dog is the inflection point. It's the message to the watcher saying is like, hey, you know how, like, the dog just kind of always naturally came back? Well, even the dog's dead this time. So all bets are off.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Maybe it was next episode. I can't remember. Anyway.
No, well, the thing is like, stuff, it maybe is, but, like, we can get into that, but stuff kind of, things start to go south from that moment.
Yeah.
And then, the Kei has, while he's been grabbed, has managed to shoot his way out of the hand, and I think puts like a shot right in the middle of its head, to which makes it very angry.
Yeah.
It gets pretty pissed. And this is when that dude, the army dude, sort of, like, haphazardly wanders his way back through, going like, the eyes.
Yeah. And then it gets picked up and then just eaten.
Yeah, it totally Attack on Titans him.
Yeah.
just
picks him up and then bites his head off.
It's wild. It's super wild.
And then this is where Kay is like, fuck this shit. And he just, like, leaps into the hole that he made in the head.
He human torpedoes his way through the bullseye on its forehead. And then the big giant Daibutsu just kind of goes like, oh no,
Yeah.
and falls over. It's just like, and everyone's like, the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Is he dead?
Jesus Christ.
And then he just puts the himself out the mouth, I think, through a tooth or something. Oh,
Yeah, he kicks his way through the through the front. He kicks his teeth out.
yeah. So in here, and then I think that's the end of the episode, right? Yeah. I think so.
Where are we? Just to double check.
Cypher Dude's actually
Yeah.
helped people.
The sniper dude was like, he was like picking them off and going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
He did that one good. And yeah, I think you're right. I think that is the end of the episode. Because then, yeah, like because I was going to say the next episode starts off with them sort of regrouping and being like, okay, we still have, obviously we're still here, so there's more stuff to kill. I think it's Hojo has the tracker.
He does,
anyway.
yeah.
So, how do you rate this episode?
1, because the dog died.
Oh,
that was pretty good. It was like, okay, it wasn't
Yeah.
anything. Didn't there was a few flashbacks, mainly just to like Kei's childhood, I think,
mm-hmm.
and
the same
Kato,
flashbacks.
the same flashback that they've been repeating
Yeah.
for the last thing, but at least they didn't go into the,
Yep.
the sex scene flashback.
True.
Relationship between Kei and
Kishimoto.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Sei.
Yeah. Is a bit more consummated at this point.
I mean, I think the thing about this episode for me is it's the first one where, like, they've struggled, of course, like you've seen it in every episode where they've been, but this is like, it seems like things are bad. Like things are going unexpectedly. Like, nothing seems to be even remotely easy. So, obviously, like, the two at the start were bad enough, then the large group of them were difficult, then the big one, and, you know, like, say, at the start of the next episode, the realization that there's still more to deal with. There are 2 red masses still on the map that need to be dealt with.
That's next episode. Is that? I don't know. I wasn't put off by it.
No.
As much as the rest of them, so at this point the dog's dead. Very disappointing. He's the best.
Take marks off for that.
He's the best character.
Yeah. He can't really go wrong.
No. Except maybe the bit where he likes to lick.
Yeah, that's not great, but you know, he's a dog.
He's a dog.
So.
Yeah, we'll let him off on that one.
Not his fault.
No. Well, it's a bit. Anyway, 7-ish, 8-ish.
Yeah, I think this is one of the first ones that ups into like an 8 for me, where we're starting to see the complexity of circumstances, and you know, I think there doesn't seem to be much of a question about people trying to save others and things like that as well. Like they are even Kei, like, despite being in his like the zone of I must murder, is you know, still focused on making sure that other people survive. So yeah, like it's pretty good. And yeah, he kicks the teeth from the inside out of the giant and wanders through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that moves us naturally on to episode 20, which is called Shoot Me.
Oh yeah.
This is where they split into their disparate groups.
Mm-hmm.
The non-suits go with Hojo and Sadako, and Sei, Kishimoto, Kei, and Kato all go in the other direction. As I mentioned about the dog being sort of the harbinger of change, we're about to experience that
Yeah.
in spades.
So
This episode is fucking wild.
Yeah. Is it this one or is it the next one? It's anyway. There's a lot of sappiness in it, and a lot of like stuff, and a lot of foreshadowing. It's just the good old. I found a new thing that I want to do type thing. It's like, all those quality action movies where you're talking to the guy and it's like, yeah, I can't wait to go home and be with my wife.
5 minutes away from retirement.
Yeah. You're dead. Yeah, it was broadcasting that in spades in this one. If it's this one or the next one. I can't remember when it ends.
I mean, this one ends with literally the bit with "shoot me."
Oh, does it?
Yeah, this ends on that note.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking he was saying that. Anyway, right. Let's get into it. So
so
they're breaking away.
Yep.
Because they got the 2 red dots, like you said. They got half an hour still on their hour and a half mission. The fast statue that appeared
and killed the dog
didn't manage to disappear, escape them all for some reason, disappeared. So they meet.
Yep.
So the suits go after him to find him. While the other lot go into another temple.
Yes, on the grounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and then find 5 more statues, I think.
It's 4 with a central one with multiple arms.
Yeah, multiple kind of arms. And they're like, oh, I'll just going to scan these and see what they are. But this is where movie star boy and his stalker, he goes through, goes, oh yeah, can I see your face again? It's kind of,
she kind of just goes,
kind of nice looking,
like peers out from behind the wall, going like,
and then she seems to have a bit more confidence. She's certainly still kind of sadical with the one side of her face covered with long hair.
Yep.
So they go in, scan.
It's definitely not long before they realize that it's not just they think it's like, hey, probably the one in the middle, right? Nope. Turns out all of them.
Yeah.
All of them are a problem.
Oh man. Yeah, they got the karate guy in there.
Well, Hojo's like, okay guys, stay back. Those without suits, and he's like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I can fix this.
Oh yeah. Well, they just start gibbering randomness. It's not even any words.
They do, yeah. Like it's.
I think it's
they're chanting. In like tongues. It's really, really disconcerting.
Not disconcerting as Karate Man decided to go up to against ones, and they were like, "Oh, he took them out with his bare hands earlier, so he can do this."
He did quite well, and of course he starts punching it, and it's just like, nope, and catching his fists,
and then breaks his wrist with it.
Oh my god! In the fucking nastiest, brutalist way.
Yeah. Hold his hand now. It's the side.
Just punches the entirety of that part of his wrist out. And it just like, I remember watching it and being like, oh my god, this is the beginning. It's all about to start. And then you're like, oh no, he's and then he's like, you know what? I don't need that hand. And then just headbutts it, charges it over, and you're like, okay, maybe he's still got something left. But then another one comes in.
A split second, he gets like he gets a kick to his head, and his neck stretches like 3 feet away from his body. And he's like, it's like
it full on like goes for like a goal kick. Just.
Yeah, that's flat.
It's savage. He is completely gone.
Yeah, he's
oh my god,
he's gone. So the other two kind of like, all right, guys, get behind us. We're going to deal with it because then they get surrounded.
Yes, because they've got Sadako and Hojo, and then the two other guys, the two sort of non-suited guys. The Karate
Yeah.
Man is now well and truly goosed.
Yeah,
He's done.
he's out. So they kind of just they look for a break and escape.
Yeah, because they kind of like the four surround them,
Yeah,
and Sadako, I think, takes a shot on one of their shoulders, and as it blows up, the two guys bail out,
yeah.
leaving them to deal with it on their own, I guess.
Well, they can't do anything about it until they get the suits.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Um. So then I think it cuts to basically the rest walking around the temple and they find the dead homeless people.
Yes, which Kato is upset about.
Yeah. It's like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, it's like
What?
bastards did this. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Why?
What's
Why?
wrong with the world?
Why should we care? Um. And then Kay's like, "Yo, you're the one that wants to go home the most, right? Oh yeah, I got to go and see my little brother." And then Ian Kay then remarks like, "I actually kind of long to come back here, but now I have a reason to go home now."
Yeah,
Well,
it's like, hey, it turns out, I might have been wrong about this whole "my life is murder" thing.
yeah,
Maybe there's more to it than that.
yeah.
Maybe it is.
And there's like weird talk to each other, like Say and Sai, and it's like, "Oh, you dating Sai?" It's like, yeah, we're gonna go for a car ride when we get out of here."
Yeah.
Type thing.
Please don't talk like that in front of Kishimoto. Please
Yeah,
stop it.
don't do that.
You're embarrassing me.
Yeah. And then and both those Kishimoto and Sai end up kind of talking about things. Well,
Yeah,
but
I think this is where Kishimoto says, like, I think Sai says to her, is like, hey, you what's the deal with you two? It's like, she's like, oh, I think I'm just on a different level to him.
Yeah.
And she abandons shit out that conversation real quick.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, none of that, thanks.
Yeah. That's fine. So
Do they defeat? What's the, so they did they
yeah, they come across the fast statue.
and Kato grabs it by the ankle.
Possibly.
Does he not get like flown up into the sky and then the sniper blows it up?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sniper gets it.
So he's like, cool, that's another one to my count.
Yep.
And so then they're all kind of recomposing themselves as the two other guys catch up and are like, hey, bad stuff.
Yeah.
you gotta help.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit. So they make a run for it to the temple inside, and we're met with, I think it's basically a look of horror on all of their faces. And then it cuts to Hojo and Sadako, his stalker, kissing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's a weird cut we've got here. And it's like, oh no, I wonder what happened to Hojo. He doesn't seem like too active, and she's kind of giving him a kiss.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on, and they're just looking pretty horrified, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh,
what's going on here?
We're stalker got the kiss, man. No,
Yeah.
It's not that though.
No, it's not that he's dead and she's like mourning him. It's like, no, they're both in half.
Yeah, from their torso at the same level. Yeah.
Oh my god. And their legs are like over here, and their torsos are over here. and then they just die, and it's like, what in the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Oh. And Kishimoto, quite rightly, has a bit of a breakdown.
Yeah. Aye, so the end goal was start attacking the thing in the middle, like Buddhist statue with the arms.
Yeah, Kato comes in with the thing that teleports them away, but it gets kicked out of his hand by another one of the other statues.
Yeah.
And then I think Kei shoots it a couple of times directly to the head, and its like face crumples up,
Yeah.
but then just like goes back to normal.
Yeah.
And Kato is basically left there holding a gun up to this statue, going like, well, nothing seems to work. This seems bad.
Yep. And then some green liquid is thrown out one the vase it has.
Like a little jug thing.
Yeah.
It has like a one of those board game dials that spins, and it's like acid.
Yeah.
And then it sort of like throws it.
Yeah.
And Kishimoto is like, hey, we have to protect Kato.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah, he's got to look after his little brother or something.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, okay, do that. And you're like, oh, but not like that.
Yeah.
Not like that.
I don't understand the scene. So she obviously like powers up her shit and runs really fast because the liquid's thrown, and then Kettle's kind of frozen in time. She runs, picks up it, and then hugs Kettle and goes,
pushing him over, like.
Yeah. I mean, she's in a big suit. She could use it for strength and not
pushed him to the side.
Yeah, or like, not be there in that location when the thing hits.
Yeah. I mean, this is Prometheus all over again.
Oh, is it
running away from the giant ship in a straight line?
Yeah.
Like I think I don't know. Like, there's this obviously like there's supposed to be some sort of symbolism to it, and it is that thing of like she is, she sees Kei and Kato, like she loves both of them in very different ways.
Yeah.
And her last thoughts are, Kei, I hope you understand, but I want to spend like my last minutes with Kato. And you're like, okay. And she's like, yep, this is it, because this is I'm here to make sure he can go home.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh fucking hell. All right. And then acid to the spine.
Oh yeah, it was pretty detailed. She was also going on about like see this feels good, like good girls, and she was on about how she was cared about grades and stuff, and that's kind of like kindergarten for
it's sort of like I guess like how what it feels like to do something truly good, versus that perception of being good at, like, for just doing what's expected of you. But yeah, she straight up like just sacrifices herself. And I remember like as it was happening, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about this bit. This is again, like we've watched the Karate Guy get absolutely obliterated. Sadako and Hojo are dead.
Yeah.
And now Kishimoto's in half.
Yeah.
And like her upper torso is just holding on to him. And as her legs just fall to the ground, and it's like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Truly, truly awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and he's of course like not quite with it for a little bit.
No.
And but Kei kind of like kicks back into action and starts dealing with the other statues.
Yeah, he's there. He gets in, starts trying to take on the big statue.
Mm-hmm.
Who,
Until he loses an arm.
yeah,
Holy crap.
and a leg.
His leg starts to be burned away by the acid, and his arm just gets like cut off.
Yeah, because it has a sword.
Yeah, it just goes.
Yeah, that's a really sharp sword.
And then Sai's like, well, we have to get him out, and Kato's like, yep, we have to go. Can you pick him up? Like, we need to.
Well, it's not
we
like
need to move.
it's not the next episode. No,
No. Like we get out of this.
Yeah.
We get out of this room at this temple.
I suppose. Yeah. Aye. Okay. So we get out. So they escape before anything bad else happens. The two guys who are in the room before, they come back, or is that next episode?
That might be next episode, and we will get into that. But I think the kind of prevailing thing is Kato gives Kishimoto a kiss, and then lays her down gently. Sai picks up Kei off the ground, and it looks as though the thing's about to attack again, but it doesn't. And she just bails out as quickly as possible. They run. I think the end of this episode is him being laid down and them sort of using a tourniquet on his arm and leg to try and stop the bleeding.
Yeah, but the acid's still going.
The acid's still burning away his leg.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm pretty sure Kato says something like, it's like, it's okay though. Like, if we can finish this, he'll come back to normal. Like, he'll come back whole. We just need him to stay alive long enough to finish this.
Yeah, certainly says that. There was an attack. The attack missed because she dodged out the way. She jumps out the way just at the last second.
You're right. That's right.
She says, "Ha! Not this time!" and then run away.
It doesn't attack again. It doesn't follow up while she's carrying him.
Well, that's because she's already. She jumped to the door at that point.
Yeah. But the end of this episode is Kei basically saying to Kato is like, just shoot me. It's like, I kind of want this to be over.
Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts with him right now because it's been, I'm a machine made to murder. Actually, I really want to go home. Please kill me. All within about an episode and a half.
Good high to a low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it kind of ends with that. I'm not sure if
it
has gone out at that point, but
no, I think maybe he is. He's pointing it at him, but he doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
he makes no decision. But Kei is obviously Sai or Sakura Oko is very upset at his decision that he doesn't even want to try. It's like I just need you to end this for me.
Yeah.
This is a crazy episode.
Yeah. It's getting there.
Yeah. What do you rate this one?
I don't know. Maybe an 8. It's not. It's pretty fun. Everything. It's there. But I'm not going to write home about it.
No, I think
Still missing the dog.
I think that's fair. I think it's a 9. I think like there are very few peaks I think that get better than this, in my opinion. Like I don't think there's any episodes in Gantz that are like 10 out of 10 perfect.
Yeah.
But I think this, as far as it goes in terms of like emotional brevity and like the actual impact and downfall, like because we're not witnessing randoms anymore. Like this is people who have been with this team for a little while now. You know who they are. It's not, oh, I appeared and now I'm dead, sort of thing. This is probably like the first time where the deaths have felt as probably since the kid and the grandmother. I think this is the first time where it's like, okay, these have like a lot of weight to them.
Yeah.
It feels rough. Like, him and what's his name, the crazy guy that died, the kid.
Oh, Nietzsche.
Nietzsche, like that level of sort of emotional impact, because there's someone who had the game figured out and died. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, for other obvious reasons, the gran and the grandson was just a harsh reality of what Gantz is.
Yeah.
And then this one is just it's a savaging of everything that you've come to recognize as a norm about the series. Like, if Kishimoto can die, if Hojo can die, if Sadako can die, we've got 3 other characters left. Like, what could happen now?
Oh, yeah, what could happen now?
And I think that's the thing, is just it's that kind of.
I already know
it. Is a very much an of course I do too, but it's an all bets are off kind of moment where, like I say, the dog is the kind of symbolization of things are about to go rough. Like, that's the end of the norm.
All right, yeah.
And Kishimoto is, we don't care who we kill. We don't care. Like, anyone could die. This is just, how it is. Crazy. Yeah. Like I say, I think it's a 9 out of 10. I think the deaths are all sort of well handled for what they are. I think the kind of high emotions running through most of it, like people's just inability to cope with certain things, just rings very true at a certain point where, why would you have anything left to give?
I mean, do you feel like it's just wrapping it up real quick because of it's coming to the end of the season?
So I think there is an element to that, but I think that there are ways that you can do that well. Like, spoilers for the TV show Angel from the early 2000s, but that show was going to get cancelled. So they had like a period to wrap up everything, and they cleaned house with like characters and stuff like that in the span of a couple of episodes, and it was crazy. Like, it was very, but handled well. Like, I mean, I think that's the thing. It's very different to just like, oh, isn't that weird how 9 of our characters died in like a house fire or something, and that was it.
Good old plane crash into Emmerdale Farm.
Yeah, I was. It's like great Grey's Anatomy level. It's like, we needed to get rid of some people, so we had a plane crash, or we had a boat crash, or a hospital explosion, or whatever. I think that this is better than that, because the stakes have always been high in this way, and it's just that, I think it shows I guess that the severity of the circumstances. Like, the odds of you actually coming back have never been high.
Yeah.
You've been able to impact your ability to do that, but there's a lot of luck in this. Like, you're not just skilling your way out of this. Like, there are circumstances that have been lucky for you, like in terms of your ability to leave, be that people who have been cannon fodder and have afforded you the ability to escape or take control of circumstances, or figuring out your suit at the right points and things like that. These are not things that you're really truly taking control of. They're just happy accidents that have helped you survive. And now it's a circumstance where you're kind of shit out of luck, I guess.
Yeah.
I think there are. We'll get into it when we come back next, which I guess is a good point to say is we're done for today, which is a crazy cliffhanger to get to. But we're going to be back next week to talk about more Gantz when we talk about episodes 21 and 22. I think that not that the show gets worse. I think it kind of peaks around here. These are the bits where it really is at its best, which is, you know, I think I'm not particularly a fan of the way it paints the bleak picture of the world, but that doesn't mean that I don't think it carries itself quite well in other aspects. And I think this is where we actually see it do that. Like these are the episodes where we see that it can handle some level of emotional maturity, and it can handle some level of character depth, beyond just isn't the world shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've been listening to Who's That Anime, an anime podcast about anime, which can be found where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime. I said anime a lot.
Anime.
If you want to support us, anime, you can do that by giving us a review. If you've already left a review or can't leave a review, depending on where you listen to us, then another great way to support us is to tell a friend. That's a really cool way. If you want to support us financially in some way, you can. We have a Patreon. That's patreon.com/Who's That Anime. There are a few different tiers there where you can get early access to episodes, also including our kind of extra podcast, which is 5 Minute Fusion, a journey through Dragon Ball. We're actually nearly wrapping up Dragon Ball, and we'll be moving on to Dragon Ball Z soon, which is crazy to think about, but you know, here we are. But yeah, you can support us in a variety of different ways through that too. We have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Who's That Anime. We post the latest episode releases there and the occasional meme. We have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the show notes. We also have a YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/@Who's That Anime. This is where Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of these episodes. Yep, you can find us there, an archive of everything, including the RSS feeds for both podcasts, if you like to listen to your podcasts on YouTube. Colin and I sometimes play video games. Colin at twitch.tv/couchfuel and myself at twitch.tv/hailpayman. And you can find archives for everything on those streams at youtube.com by searching for @couchfuel or @Who's That Anime. And that's us.
Yeah, that's it. Done. Another episode.
Out. In the bag.
Another episode done. Up Gantz.
Oh, we're almost at the end, Colin.
Almost at the end. Yeah.
Wild times ahead.
Yeah, I'm curious how the end goes. It's certainly find out next time on Who's That Anime on where this is going, because it's going to a place that you'll never guess. And it's not JR is alive because of a dream sequence. No.
You're making me think of the Dr. Hibbert. Do you? Pointing directly at camera.
Yeah.
We'll find out, I guess.
And then it turns around to someone and it was, no.
No.
Yeah. Right, anyway. We'll see you next time. Catch you later.
Bye, folks.
Bye.